Hi, I'm Samantha Elmer of PFF Productions, and I'm here with Rob Perna of New Kings of Rythm. Hi, Rob. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. We are actually interviewing you today because we are trying to help promote local bands and just get them known, get them out there. And we also would like to follow you on your road to Memphis. So you actually won the contest in Catasauqua to have a free trip to Memphis. How was that?
It was great. It was something that I've been actually trying to do for a few years, and it finally worked out in our favor.
Nice. So the contest has been running for a couple years?
Each blues society in various areas around the country have a contest once a year to determine who they're going to send to Memphis to represent their area. And we have tried before in the Diamond State Blues Society, and it didn't really work out for us. It seemed to be a little bit cliquey over there. But the Lehigh Valley Second Story Blues Alliance gave us the chance to compete, and they felt what we were putting down, and we won. So we're going to go to Memphis.
Nice. That's awesome. How many other bands were competing?
I think there was 5 bands that day.
Oh, very, very cool. So how would you actually describe your music? What type of genre would you say you are?
Well, we're a band that comes from a blues standpoint originally, but over the years we have developed a sound where we combine blues, funk, and reggae into what we do in the New Kings of Rhythm.
How many people are actually in your band?
I think we're a 9-piece band right now, but we play with whoever's available at any given time, so we can do a 3-piece gig, 6-piece gig, 9-piece gig.
Okay, so, but you're the main singer, and everything else kind of changes within it.
Yes.
Okay, nice. So, where are you actually from, and how did you meet your band members? Are they local to you, or did you just meet them through your travels?
Well, I'm from Westchester, PA, originally, and now I live in Coatesville, so I'm a Chester County boy. And most of the guys in the band are from the same area. I've met them over the years, whether from playing at different jams or just from my experiences within the band and leading from one person to the next, meeting people that click and jive well with the band and the way we work.
Well, since there's so many people that do come and go in the band, are there ever like a core set of people that are actually there?
Oh, yes, definitely. My drummer, Joe, has been with me for the entire time the band's been together, so it's like 16 years at this point. And our bass player, Dave, he's on every gig. He's been with us, I think, 6 years at this point. The newest member of the band has been with us at least 3 years at this point. So everybody is pretty solidly a part of the core. It's just depending on the type of gig, we don't always have room for the full lineup.
Okay, so how did you actually decide on the name for the band? Is there a good story behind it, or was it just something that you came up with?
When I started the band originally, I was in 10th grade in high school. And I had been in a band the year before that was pretty popular, and we were doing very well. And things within that band just started to kind of not work. I had started to want to sing lead vocals. Before that, I had only been playing guitar. And I'd started to want to sing, and some of the other guys in the band had other ideas as far as the direction of the band. So we actually disbanded in the summer between 9th grade and 10th grade, and then I started the new band, the New Kings of Rhythm, specifically to enter the Battle of the Bands at our high school and beat my old band, and we did. And my biggest inspiration for starting the New Kings of Rhythm was Ike Turner's Kings of Rhythm is what I named the band after. And he wasn't always really, he gets a bum rap as a wife beater and whatnot with Tina Turner, but he is an excellent musician and an excellent band leader. And I really dug the way that he put his band together and organized the music and how he helped other musicians and singers flourish outside of his own personal self. So he was really one of my biggest influences within the blues, which is the main direction we were heading in at the time.
Well, you had actually mentioned earlier that you weren't very good at sports, and that's one of the reasons that you probably got into music. Would you say that was the driving force of you wanting to start music? Was it some type of outlet for you, or was it just something you were just always drawn to?
Well, I've always liked the arts. I've always been into drawing and some painting and sculpting for a little while. But it wasn't until I picked up a guitar that I really started to feel in control of what I was doing. I've always had motor skill issues growing up, and my handwriting was always horrible, and teachers always tried to get me to focus on that. But I really couldn't focus on anything until I started playing guitar.
Yeah, everything, it's amazing how everything eventually makes sense, even though at the time it's really tough. But as for your band itself, New Kings of Rhythm, where do you actually see it going? What do you want from it? Is there any specific long-term or short-term goals that you have in mind?
I just want it to go on as long as possible. I really believe in staying power. I'm not really impressed by a lot of the flash in the pan artists that come and go. It happens all the time. I've seen it so many times over the years of being in the New Kings of Rhythm, and I just really appreciate the family vibe that we have, and that we all kind of come together to create music, and always have a good time when we're doing it. Even though we bicker like any family would in between, when we get on the stage and do our thing, that feels so good, and I think everybody in the band could agree. My goal is to record and perform as much as possible and get my music out there to as many people as
All right, so
possible.
I actually heard that you were in 3 bands, but is Kings of Rhythm your actual New Kings of Rhythm? Is that actually your baby?
Yeah, I would say that the New Kings of Rhythm is definitely my baby. I take any influence that I've had from any other project I've worked in over the years, be it from other local bands like Mark Keneally and Rocket 88 or Rick Valente or Russ Lambert, and I see how these guys lead their bands and the way they handle business and the way they handle arrangements, and I take all the positive stuff and I put it into the New Kings of Rhythm.
Well, with that, do you have any memorable moments or places that you remember being with the band that just stick out more than the rest?
The early years with the New Kings of Rhythm always stick out because the driving force was really to like destroy other bands. Like it was really like built as a battle band. And everybody has that vibe even today. I mean, even when we're playing with friends and other bands that we're friendly with, there's this sense of like one-upping when we get on the stage, and we really like that camaraderie that happens when you go into a gig and your really goal is to just dominate the stage.
Well, I guess it's a competitive thing in a nice way. But as far as performing, so is there a place that you have performed that you've always wanted to, or is there a place that you still want to perform that you haven't been able to?
Well, I would say Memphis is a big one, and I'm really thrilled to be able to go down there because, especially because it is a competition. It's the international blues competition, and I'm really happy to be able to present my original blues music down there. A lot of times I get overlooked by people that are consider themselves blues purists because I could just play blues if I wanted to, but I like to spread it around. It's going to be awesome to go down there and play my own blues music and hopefully take it to the top. Early on, I got a chance to play with Big Jack Johnson and Johnny Clyde Copeland, two of my blues heroes, and they both were very big about diversity in the blues and keeping that as an element to keep the blues alive into the next millennium.
Before you actually
Nice, very
perform,
cool.
or when you're performing, what actually goes through your head?
That's a good one. I still get jittery depending on the gig. Um, I'm more nervous if the crowd is smaller. If it's tons of people and I can't differentiate one face from the next, then it's really no problem as far as that goes. But if I can like see pockets of people, and if I sometimes worry whether they'll connect with my music. But we don't ever operate with a set list in the New Kings of Rhythm, so we just hit the stage and I go from the first song. It's like a choose your own adventure. If that first song, I see how people react, which way they want to go, whether they want to dance, what kind of mood they're in, and then I take it there and I just play with it the whole set long to keep them in the right place.
That's very interesting. That's a good way
So
to
that's
go.
kind of going through my head the whole time.
So
I'm like,
just to
what's
see,
next?
just to see what
These
they
people are
like.
still dancing. All right, they want to hear this. Let's do some James Brown. You know.
That's really awesome because that just shows that you're really in tune with your audience and just your band, and it just shows that you have a huge passion for it. But if you weren't doing this and you could choose anything else in the world that you have a passion for, what would you be doing?
Well, I'd probably just raise my son full time. You know, I really enjoy spending time with him, but I also enjoy cooking. I could be a chef. I could enjoy that. I couldn't be like a line cook. I wouldn't want to be bossed around. That's not my style.
I could definitely see you being a chef. You have that very well, you'd be in tune with people what they like to eat too.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, we're gonna wrap this up soon. But the last question I would like to ask you is, what are you looking forward to most in Memphis?
I have to say the crowds and being able to meet blues musicians from all over the world, and just really feeding off of the energy that's going to be get down there. Also, I'm really looking forward to the ride.
Oh, really?
You know, the band is so fun to drive around with, and the conversations that we have, and the hilarity that can ensue when you're on the road is
It was
just a
awesome
beautiful
meeting you,
thing.
and I'm really excited that you're the band that gets to go to Memphis because I'm sure you will appreciate every moment of it because, as we all know, it's the journey. So, all right, anything else?
Yeah, we just can't wait to represent Second Story Blues Alliance, and we're very thrilled that they decided to send us to Memphis. It's going to be a good thing, and we're going to represent to the fullest.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm sure everybody else is too. So, signing out with Samantha Elmer and Rob Perna at PFF Productions.